Tonight at 5, stay indoors. A warning from health officials about how quickly frostbite can set in over the next 24 hours.
Because of the cold, city officials are extending the deadline for clearing snow and ice from your sidewalk.
You are watching News 3 now at 5. Well, as if you didn't know, it's going to be a cold, cold night. Wind chills expect to be between 20 and 30 below zero.
Ouch. That's why officials are asking all of us to stay in tonight if you can, and don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. The cold is also making for some dangerous driving conditions. Take a look at the 511 map. You can see all of the main highways across southern Wisconsin are purple. That means the roads are very slippery. You won't want to get stranded out on the road tonight because temperatures are frigid. Let's get your certified most accurate forecast now. Here's Julian Seawright with the very latest. Julian?
Well, those wind chills have not changed from being between middle to upper 20s and 30 degrees below zero throughout much of our afternoon. And as we head and gear into the rest of tonight, it's going to be more of the same. Take a look at some of the areas we can highlight for us here in Madison. It's 26, and for Janesville, also at 26, and 28 in Platteville. And for our friends in Monroe, one of the colder spots as of right now, 31 degrees below zero. Now, what about those winds? We've been talking about those really amping up once we got into our afternoon hours. They still have been sustained at being rather strong throughout the course of the day, just not nearly at the 40 miles per hour range, which is good because that means that our wind chills won't be falling much further as we get into the rest of tonight. They'll still be between the 25 to 30 degrees below zero range. 29 miles per hour here in Madison with 36 in for Janesville and 39 for Platteville. Here's a look at our rest of the winter storm. The storm in itself has moved itself into the eastern side of the United States, but we're still dealing with the after effects, which is the cold winds and on top of it, the colder temperatures that could be dangerous if you're outside and exposed for an X amount of time. We're going to be looking at blowing snow to be our next threats, with power outages to be possible with these strong winds from tonight going into our Christmas Eve. Now, outside of the winter weather bulletins, we are looking at winter weather advisory for all of southern Wisconsin, outside of Grant and Crawford County, which has a winter storm warning in effect till 6 a.m. tomorrow, and for us, it's going to be 9 a.m. for tomorrow. A quick look ahead, temperatures will actually improve a bit. By the time we get into the later parts of tonight, we're looking at us to be in the positives above the negatives for tonight, but we're still going to hover near zero and fall once again overnight heading into our Christmas Eve. We'll take a look at how Christmas is going to be panning out in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Beloit emergency crews are searching for a woman who they say fell into the Rock River this afternoon. The sheriff's office says the woman fell near the 6500 block of South Edgewater Drive. Officials are bringing in divers to look for the woman, but rescue operations have been complicated because of these extremely cold temperatures and high winds. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. You can follow along with this story on channel3000.com.
With wind chills bringing temperatures well into the negative 20s, local health experts are warning about increased risk of frostbite. UW Health's Dr. Jeff Pothoff says frostbite sets in when moisture in the skin tissue starts to freeze. And when that happens, ice crystals can rub against and into the tissue itself, damaging your skin.
One of the things that folks need to think about when they go outside during these bitterly cold times is really bundling up as if you thought you were going to be outside for a lot longer period of time.
Early signs include numbness and sharp pain. If you experience this, it's time to move inside. But Dr. Pothoff also says rubbing your hands together to create warmth doesn't apply to frostbite. That act, he says, can actually mash the ice crystals into the skin, damaging it even more. The extreme cold and wind chills have had many people worried about their pipes, electricity, and heat. And one family on Madison's west side says that fear became a reality. Shatiqua Willis and her family are living in an apartment on Tree Lane on the west side. She says she struggled to heat her apartment. Property management has helped some, but the fire department told her it is still unsafe to live there. Now, just days before the Christmas holiday, she says the weather has forced her to reconsider her plans.
I have $750 that I was going to use to go Christmas shopping, but with all the issues going on, I can't. I don't know what to do. We have no heat. I'm probably going to have to use this money to go get us a hotel room. But how long is that going to last, though?
Property management says they did provide space heaters and tape up the windows. Chautauqua and her family still want to find somewhere else to sleep at night. Our Catherine Merck will show you what the response has looked like to help this family. That story is coming up tonight at 6. With dangerous winds and a major winter storm, the city of Madison has extended the deadline to clear the ice and snow on your sidewalk to Sunday at noon.
But as our Nicole Herzog explains, that doesn't mean the city is getting more relaxed when it comes to handing out those citations. Nicole?
Yeah, it's the first time in at least 10 years that the city has given people more time to remove their ice and snow. But for those who don't meet that deadline, the city will be giving out fines. The city typically says snow and ice should be cleared by noon the day after snow stops. If it isn't, the city issues a fine of $50 without warning. Future offenses cost $100 plus extra fees. But the city's housing inspection supervisor says these citations are necessary to keep everyone safe.
We are not here for the money. We are here because we enforce the safety of the public.
For those unable to clear the snow and ice themselves, the city recommends asking neighbors, friends, and relatives for help. Tonight at 6, we'll share just how many citations the city has given so far and what you should know about those fines.
Nicole, thank you. A malfunctioning furnace caused a carbon monoxide leak. This was at a Madison South Side apartment earlier today. Fire crews were called to the 2400 block of Parker Place just before 3 after an alarm sounded this morning. They found carbon monoxide readings in the basement, even higher levels in an adjacent apartment that had no working carbon monoxide alarms. Both apartments were ventilated. Luckily, no one required any medical attention.
And as this cold snap continues, officials want to make sure that you're aware of carbon monoxide buildup as you heat your homes and cars. Strong winds tonight could form snow drifts that could block your furnace and exhaust outside. It's very important to make sure that area is cleared. Officials say it's also important to have your furnace checked annually.
Having your furnace checked up on an annual basis. The heat exchanger will sometimes crack over time as they get older, and that could be a significant source for carbon monoxide in the home.
Sullivan also says you should have a carbon monoxide detector on every level of your home.
Stay up to date. The latest weather in our First Warn weather app. It has hourly forecasts, school closings, road conditions. Also, your latest radar. You can download it for free right now in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. And we also have everything you need to know on our website. Look for a special section. Top of the homepage there at channel3000.com. And there you'll find weather alerts, a list of closed businesses, canceled services, and a list of warming sites in the area.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services confirms a second child has died of influenza this season. The family of a 14-year-old Swamico girl shared that she died following a bout with influenza A and strep B. She was a freshman at Bayport High School.
Lawmakers rushed to pass a $1.7 trillion spending bill ahead of the holiday weekend, funding the government through the end of September. That bill includes more than $770 billion in non-defense programs like health care and education, $858 billion in defense funding, and $44 billion in aid for Ukraine, which a growing number of House Republicans oppose. The bill now heads to the president for his signature.
Fred Prane, a member of the DNR Policy Board who refused to leave after his term ended nearly 2 years ago, announced today that he is resigning. Prane was appointed to the board by former Republican Governor Scott Walker. He recently won a lawsuit seeking to oust him from the position. Today, Prane sent a letter to Governor Evers sharing his intent to resign, saying, quote, "Now is the time to move on." His last day will be December 30th. This week, Governor Evers appointed a new judge in Dane County. Ryan Nielsestoon has served as the chief legal counsel for the governor's office since 2019. He was also the chair of the Pardon Advisory Board and chief legal counsel for the State Department of Public Instruction. Nielsestoon will be filling the vacancy left by retiring Judge Juan Colas. His term will run through July of 2024. Wisconsin Republicans who control the legislature are divided on whether to push for rape and incest abortion exceptions. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos told the Associated Press he will push for a bill that grants clear exceptions to protect the life and health of the mother and in cases of rape and incest. Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu says he won't bring forward the bill bill because it's a tough vote for Republicans to take. Governor Tony Evers has pledged to veto any bill that keeps the state's 173-year-old ban in place, and Democrats are suing to overturn the ban. The state's powerful Assembly Speaker got even more powerful this past November, netting seats in the Assembly and getting Republicans close to a supermajority in that chamber. But what's ahead for Robin Voss? Political reporter Will Keneally reports from the Capitol.
Now with a record-setting budget surplus on the horizon, we sat down with Speaker Voss to talk with him about what his priorities are for this next session.
I want to work on ways to make government not just kind of protecting the status quo.
That's one of the big themes Assembly Speaker Robin Voss wants to take to the new year. Part of it is driving the state forward, but also not letting it slip behind.
What I want when somebody decides to retire and they have a little bit of money saved up for their retirement, that they don't figure out if they should be in Tennessee, Texas, or Arizona, or Florida because the taxes are cheaper.
Republicans are really in the driver's seat this spring when the legislature writes the budget. Voss is wary of pushing for a flat tax, but expects some sort of tax relief to make it in.
I heard Governor Evers say he's probably not going to support that, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time on negotiating something that's not likely. But the idea of having a tax cut that's at least, if not significantly bigger than the last tax cut, should be something we can all agree on.
Whatever Republicans put together for the budget faces a possible veto from the governor. That said, Voss picked up a few seats in the Assembly, pushing Republicans close to a veto-proof majority. Flip a few Democrats and Voss gets that majority. You don't see that happen often, but it did back in 2017 to pass Foxconn-related bills.
Many of the people who are left come from kind of a hardcore Dem area. So I think it's unlikely, but it's not impossible, but I think it's unlikely that they would break with their party.
And Voss himself has faced some dissent from his own party. Representative Janelle Brandtjen joined former President Donald Trump in endorsing Voss's primary opponent this past summer.
What I've learned about politics is that there are people who bluster a lot, and there are people who actually want to accomplish things.
He doesn't see much appetite for that anymore, whether it's Brandtjen or the former president.
I think Representative Brandtjen has clearly put herself in the bombastic Trump style. Not a lot of accomplishments in Madison, an awful lot of bluster.
That's our sit-down with Assembly Speaker Robin Voss. You can also find our interview with Governor Tony Evers and the Assembly Democratic leader up online at channel3000.com. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Next year's legislative session will start when lawmakers are inaugurated January 3rd.
Coming up, Julian shares our latest holiday weekend forecast.
Plus, what other communities are dealing with an Arctic blast as it moves across the country.
And the markets closed for the holiday weekend with a 176.5-point jump for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. NASDAQ adds about 22, S&P 500 up 22.5, and we'll be right back.
Can be so stressful. So give the gift of wellness with a gift card to Massage Envy, where more people go to look and feel better. Buy $100 in Massage Envy gift cards and receive a free $20 promo card. Massage Envy. Keep your body working.
Why get the updated COVID-19 vaccine? Because life's a little better when we're all boosted. It's the best way to protect yourself from COVID-19's most serious effects, especially if you're over 50 or have a weaker immune system. Give your health a boost. Find the updated COVID-19 vaccine near you at dhs.wisconsin.gov/vaccine.
Start the new year off right during the final days of the Ford Shine Bright sales event. Don't miss your chance to choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is still arriving daily, so you could drive one home today. This season, get into a 2022 Explorer SUV with 2.9% financing for 60 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
From big to small, Menards has it all. Finish cleaning your garage this holiday season with help from Shop Vac. This 6-gallon wet dry vac tackles the toughest messes, wet or dry. Get a 6-gallon vac for just $59.99. Save on our great selection of Rayovac batteries and stock up for everyday use or those battery-powered Christmas gifts. Save big money in all Rayovac high-energy batteries. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543. An update to our alert day. We'll be breaking down the details of what to expect as we head into our holiday weekend.
And for 3 days, a family has been left out in the cold. We take action to protect the community from the sub-zero temperatures tonight at 6.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info. Keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Due to the storm, more than 4,000 flights across the country have been canceled. More than 1.5 million Americans are without power.
Life-threatening cold extends all the way to the Gulf Coast, and there are new warnings about possible delays for those last-minute holiday packages. Mike Valerio has the details.
From a fight with both fire and ice battling this intense blaze in Detroit in the snowstorm, to coastal flooding in the east and a ferocious Arctic freeze gripping much of the country.
I've been here 20 years, and this is the worst I've ever felt.
More than half the U.S. population is under winter storm and wind chill alerts. The coldest Christmas in roughly 40 years predicted for parts of the plains and the Midwest. Dangerous driving from Minnesota.
Even in the areas that have been plowed really well, if you get above 40 miles an hour, you start sliding around.
To Kentucky.
We have just enough snow to where gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour can create blizzard-like conditions very quickly.
The misery from what looks like frigid tundra to tense terminals. More than 4,000 flights across the U.S. canceled Friday, with people like Natalia hoping to escape.
Where we came from in Washington and Spokane, it was -4 degrees. So we're going to 85 and it'll be nice.
On the East Coast, high surf in Narragansett, Rhode Island, and a travel ban for drivers in Buffalo, across Erie County, and into Niagara Falls. The storm system by Friday afternoon left more than 1.5 million Americans without power. And now, just 2 days before Christmas, both UPS and FedEx warn the once-in-a-generation winter storm may disrupt deliveries, with time to get those packages home for the holidays quickly running out. I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Well, we are in for a very cold white Christmas. Julian Seawright is here with the forecast. Julian?
That's right, but at least we get the benefit of actually having a white Christmas this year. But folks, it is definitely going to be a Christmas that you just want to spend near the fire and in the comfort of your home with your loved ones. We're looking at blowing snow, power outages to be possible, and dangerous wind chills to be all that's really left for the winter storm that has now moved its way east. We're not looking at much more in terms of accumulating snow over the next couple of days, though we may see a shot of some slight snowfall for actual Christmas Day's night. But outside of it, tonight into Saturday is really where we're going to be watching for concern of any kind of issues in terms of the weather going into the next couple of days. So in terms of our winter weather advisories in effect for us until 9 a.m. going into Saturday. A winter storm warning is in effect for Crawford and Grant County until 6 a.m. going into Christmas Eve. And that goes for the same for eastern Iowa and for southern Minnesota for their blizzard warning, which will be sticking around until the same time period. Now, there is snow in southern Wisconsin. It's just not for us in Dane County. Just looking over towards some light flurries and snow, mainly east of Dane County, just just outside of Jefferson County. You can see a little bit of that snow starting to develop near Watertown and heading towards Milwaukee. But overall, we're staying rather dry. And on top of it, we're not going to be seeing much in terms of snowfall throughout the rest of tonight. We may see a couple of flurries, but overall, it's not going to be anything concrete. Now, going into the rest of tonight, the winds will still be howling. The cold temperatures will still be present. As we wake up for Christmas Eve, around the single digits, at least it's going to be positive to start off the day. And as we continue throughout the rest of our Saturday, we will see temperatures being close to around 10 degrees, but it's still going to fall back into some colder temperatures into the middle to lower single digits as we transition into our Christmas Day. Now, Christmas Day, as we're waking up to open up the presents and start for our breakfast, things are going to be very cold still. Going to be below zero throughout all of southern Wisconsin. Improvements will come slowly as we get into the rest of the day. And we are looking for a small little system now bringing a burst of some snow, but it's going to be light snow. Not looking for it to accumulate much into our late Sunday night. Outside of that, the winds, we're going to be looking to hold between 30, 35, near 40 miles per hour for us here near Dane County and closer to the Illinois state line. The stronger winds will be to the northwest between Viroqua, Camp Douglas, the Dells, and even Black River Falls, but they'll be into the middle 40 miles per hour range throughout the course of the night, and especially heading into our Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve for us, though, we'll be knocking on the door of 40 miles per hour. May have some time periods where we may hit it, but overall, it's just going to be windy, and those winds themselves will start to die down once we get into Christmas Day, which is actually going to be the real silver lining for us. Wind chills, however, are going to be into the mid-20s, near 30 degrees below zero throughout all of southern Wisconsin from tonight to Christmas Eve, and going into Christmas Day, we're actually finally going to start to see some improvements. As the winds start to taper off, the wind chills themselves will also start to increase in terms of they're going to actually be closer to zero for us. 8 degrees for Saturday and Sunday. We're looking at about 10 degrees for us. But our three things we'll need to know is now that we're done with the storm, what's happening for next week. We're gearing up for the new year. We do have some opportunities to see some snow going into our Monday that could bring in about an inch, maybe two, for some areas. But one other thing we're going to watch for is Christmas Day is going to be about 10 degrees. And just kind of looking at some stats over the last few years, about 5 years so. This is going to be one of the colder Christmases we've ever had. Last year was around 43 degrees. We had absolutely no snow, especially with those temperatures. Now we got a white Christmas, but it's also going to be bitterly cold. Now, as we take a look at our 10-day forecast moving around, things are going to improve next week, especially as we're going into the new year, going back into around 40 degrees for us, which is a nice start going into after we had such a cold week. Now, taking a look at I-39, things are moving along pretty smoothly as we get into the 5 p.m. commutes. And the Beltline itself is actually pretty green to start things off as well. So not too bad on traffic. And that's going to do it for our weather as well. So back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. And don't forget to download our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, school closings, road conditions, latest radar. Download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. Well, your holiday gifts make it to their destination. Possibly not because of this winter weather. It has delayed deliveries nationwide. FedEx issuing a statement today saying its hubs in both Indianapolis and Memphis suffered major disruptions, and UPS announced a similar situation, saying services in some regions may be affected. Just ahead, it happens more around the holidays than any other time of the year. Thieves preying on you with texting scams. How to avoid them next at 5.
3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Stop
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off, and as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick Pen with your order. The Quick Stick Pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick Pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to bruxnightguard.com and order yours today.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. It is prime season for texting scams. Last holiday season, nearly 75% of Americans were targeted by them.
The most common scams last year included delivery scams. You know them, the prompting victims to click a link to provide personal information or even money so a package can be delivered. Also, fake fraud alerts by thieves posing as your bank. Finally, those verification scams, such as asking you to verify your Amazon account so you can continue shopping.
They're really hoping that they're going to catch you off guard and you want to just make that problem go away and you react so quickly. But in reality, once you get those, that's exactly when you need to stop yourself and slow down because they're really trying to catch you.
Never click on a link in a text that opens you up to phishing. But if you do make a mistake and you fell for a scam, first, change all of your passwords and then contact companies to put a freeze on your credit. And we'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
Celebrate home for the holidays with a better night's sleep at Ashley. Save up to 55% off mattresses, including this Beauty Rest Select Queen Hybrid. Receive a comforter, 2 pillows, and a 4-piece sheet set for free with purchase. And free delivery, all for less than $21 a month, only at Ashley.
Oh my gosh, wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under-eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. And what I love about Plexiderm is this is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under-eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm. Please send me more." It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it. I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines, like, it's amazing.
You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself, I'm telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
This holiday season is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Start the new year off right during the final days of the Ford Shine Bright sales event. Don't miss your chance to choose from a great selection of new Ford vehicles in stock and ready for delivery. Or place a custom order, lock in your rate, and you're protected. Plus, new inventory is still arriving daily, so you could drive one home today. This season, choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Celebrate home for the holidays at Ashley. Save big on furniture and mattresses with discounts from 30% off and up to 83% off on closeouts. Plus, our gift to you, free white glove delivery. Furnish your room for less than $20 a month, only at Ashley.
On this Friday night, more than 11,000 flights delayed or canceled as wicked winter weather and sub-zero temperatures paralyze holiday travel. Plus the staggering unspent millions in unused gift cards, what you need to know. And Steve Hartman goes on the road with a feel-good update just in time for the holidays. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And back to Julian. Final check of the forecast.
Well, first thing we're going to watch for is our Christmas forecast. The First Warn Weather Team was wishing you a happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And folks, make sure that you're staying warm. It's going to be 10 degrees, one of the coldest Christmases we've had in the last 5 years. And on top of it, at least we get white Christmas this year. Our 3 things we'll need to know heading into next week. We are looking for some more snow on the way, maybe 1 to 2 inches going into our Monday afternoon and night. But outside of that, it's going to be windy and snow. And until we get into next week, we're not going to be seeing that improvement of temperatures either. So make sure that you're bundling up these next few days because we're still going to be dealing with some bitterly cold.
It looks pretty good, though, for New Year's.
Oh, my gosh, 40 degrees. It's not going to be bad.
50 degrees. It's going to feel like 80
I know.
after this week. All right, Julian, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 now at 6 with the latest updates on the weather and much more. And the CBS Evening News is coming up next. Stay tuned.